Back in Dundalk, having been arrested on public order offences, the suspect is brought to the station to be processed.
Why do we need to see his arse?
I'm gonna search you now, alright?
Wait, let's see.
Why do we need to see the crack of the guy's ass?
Dog, having been arrested on public order offences, the suspect is brought to the station.
Pull his pants up. Have they been interfering with him in the back of the car?
Oh man, the producer here is fucking horny as fuck.
Yeah, all tits and
Station
ass.
to be processed.
I'm gonna search you now, alright? It's because you've been arrested.
Public order.
You're here for Section 4 of Public Order Act, anyway, which means really...
Oh yeah. He had to actually ask at some point. Yeah, what am I being arrested for, by the way?
Yeah, Section 4 of the Public Order Act. So, you know, being so drunk in a public place that you're a danger to yourself and others. But it wasn't fucking sufficient in the Public Order Act that 10 minutes previously, was it? When they approached you. Surely that would be the stage, wasn't it? Okay, well, you know, you're clearly inebriated and you're a danger to yourself and others, as my colleague has clearly stated that it won't be the last time that we'll see it tonight. And she's concerned for your partner's safety. But no, we'll just leave that out. We'll wait for a false report from the CCTV crew. And then it will be a public order offence. And again, what has he done? Nothing. His wife has fallen on the ground, or his girlfriend, whoever the fuck she is, has fallen on the ground looking for attention from him, as you said, a test, a love test. You know, if you love me, you will pick me up and help me. If you walk away, well, then it's over. You know, like a fucking 12-year-old child.
Yeah.
But now, and look at this smug cunt. Look at him. You know, again, it's like, hey, gotcha, you cunt. And what's he wearing on his fucking uniform? What's that silver thing? That's not standard issue of the uniform, is it? Is that some sort of a Hindu god symbol? Yes, that's fucking... What's that?
A horse fish. Sorry, what do you call them? Horse?
I know what you're talking about. A seahorse.
Seahorse. There you go. Yeah, it's a seahorse.
A horse fish.
I'm sorry, it's been years.
I know. It's not every day you come across a seahorse. What's he doing with that on the fucking uniform? What's that about? All right, LH235, you smug-looking cunt. Right, let's have this guy. It's hard to feel sympathy for a Dublin guy.
How about that? This guy understands.
Yeah, nothing like a dub. It's like, fuck you people, I don't care. You're all pieces of shit.
Fortunately for him, it's possibly just another night out and another end to a night out for him.
Oh, you're saying because he's from Dublin, this is typical for him.
Yeah, typical babe. Yeah, he's typical. He's not playing ball. He's not being fucking cooperative. He's not being passive. He's not accepting being brutalized and falsely accused of a crime.
Falsely imprisoned, yeah.
Yeah, kidnapped.
Fuck you, cunt. May the fucking earth open up and swallow you, you piece of shit.
Here, you go into that cell, you go down on your knees, right? Down onto your knees, you go into that cell.
Things were beginning to escalate on the street there between the two of them. But it could have got a lot worse if that was in maybe a more private setting, or, you know, there wasn't bystanders on the street, or we didn't have the cameras at the station to kind of intercept it.
You stupid cockeyed cunt.
And she, even at this point, hasn't even seen the footage. She was just told, yeah, so he pushed her down. That's all she knows. And
it's
she's
all confirmation bias. This cunt, she had it in her mind that, you know, something was going to happen anyway. Remember, she was in the car. This won't be the last time. That poor woman, she's clearly going to be beaten up tonight because he's drunk and she's dope. That's the only way it can end.
I've been on the street, pissed drunk with my significant other before, right? And it had gotten to the point where, you know, she dived on the ground because she was that pissed. We never let ourselves get that fucked up, right? But, you know, things got pretty fucking dicey at points, you know? And then, you know what we did? We went home and then we had tremendous sex.
Yeah, that's
And
normally
it
how it works
all
out.
ended. Yeah, exactly. You know, it ended nicely, but no, this cunt is, there's a fucking rapist lurking behind every bush, according
Yeah.
to this woman.
You want to give us your details now? What's your address?
What, is that the time to ask him when he's in a cell? Like, this is cinematic stuff, right? This
Yeah.
isn't real.
No.
This
Oh,
could
fucking
even be a
stage.
voiceover.
Yeah, and again, like even if he hasn't, like he said, okay, let's see, someone's just fucking thrown you in a cell, told you to get on your knees when you get in, forced you to the ground, taken your fucking shoes away from you, humiliated you, searched you, probably gave him a bit of a strip search just for the crack to teach him a lesson
Yeah.
for for
Being
not
there.
for committing no fucking law, or
Yeah.
or committing no offense. Sorry. It's getting late.
Yeah.
So it's hard. You're going to have a sudden, fit of reason. Oh, okay, yes, my address is 17. Blah, blah, blah. Go off.
Yeah.
Again, it's staged, like so.
Yeah, it has to be, yeah.
No. Right, how about it?
Yeah, that would be my response too, by the way. Yeah, he's been falsely imprisoned. Of course he's doing that. Oh, for fuck's sake, they show the fucking camera outside the building as if you can hear it from out
the
there.
streets.
Oh my god, how stupid do they think we are? Well, it's as stupid as we are, clearly. I mean, jeez Louise. Hey,
Guardian search warrant.
Lads, out the back!
She pulled your hair out.
That's made up. That's a shiv, like.
There's a positive line for cocaine.
What are you doing here, public?
That's a good question, nigga.
Hello, Dundalk Guard Station. Yeah, speaking. Okay. Right, and do you have an address where this person's living? Okay, that's perfect. Yeah, no, we'll look into that and see what we can come up with. Have a good day, bye.
Look at that. What was that face?
I don't fucking know. Like that guy looks familiar. I don't know if it's some retard from some movie I watched or something like that, or he looks kind of like a fucking well-fed Jewish refugee.
Okay, that's perfect.
But again, this is nonsense. Like, well, it just so happens to coincide with the filming within the station that he gets a random call from a member of the public giving them a tip off to a house where drugs are being sold.
Yeah, that's a really rare event,
Yeah, and this guy with the face. Well, what do you know? A hot tip, just as you guys are sitting here.
I interpreted that differently. Like, ooh, yeah, whatever, man. I get this every fucking week. Just look at it.
Have a good
Like, that smile, like the micro expression smile.
day, bye. A member of the public's after ringing in relation to a female she believes is selling cocaine tablets and cannabis.
Have you ever bought a cocaine tablet?
Tablet? I know, right? So I don't know if it's cocaine, tablets.
Oh! There could have been a comma in there, yeah.
But he didn't because, it's the 6th or 7th time he's had to say the line. So like, this is the best shot they have is they keep telling them, look, cocaine, pause, tablets, pause. But he's from Dundalk, so he can't do it like this. It's just one fucking singular sentence with many many fucking what's it called? Oh my god, my fucking brain is frozen.
I know the word you're looking for. Preposition. No.
No. Like yesterday would have 3 of these in it. It's like the
syllables.
Thank you, Jesus fucking Christ. God, with this level of intelligence, the guards will be fucking headhunting me, like. Yeah, so it's just a string of syllables with no
Yeah.
pauses in between. So yeah, cocaine, tablets, and drugs.
See what we can come up with. Have a good night. A member of the public's after ringing in relation to a female she believes is selling cocaine, tablets, and cannabis.
We don't get that much. You know, people just don't just tend to ring in the Garda station that often.
Yeah, good. You see, proves the point, right? You're right. It doesn't happen that often, and it just so happened to happen
now.
Wowee, maybe, someone has connections in the area, and then they said, oh, you know what will really help me, produce a really good show is if you call up with that tip that you knew from like 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's happened, but
to
wouldn't be happening every day.
Wouldn't be an everyday occurrence now.
People are dumb as fucking bricks,
Like any
man.
town in Ireland, Dundalk has a drug problem. It's a national epidemic that has been felt at a local level. Tackling the problem and its knock-on effects is an ever-changing challenge.
Wait, has the narrator changed?
I don't know.
This seems like a more...
more serious now. It's like the national epidemic. Let's not talk about the COVID. Drugs are everywhere.
Is this typical of what bends the minds of the average Irish person? Because if so, I really need to take up Putin on his offer to, move to Russia,
Yeah, I don't associate with them anymore on any large scale, so I don't know what the average TV watcher is fucking swallowing, but I wouldn't put them past them,
It's the fucking pits, man,
For Dundalk's drugs unit.
We've everything from obviously cannabis users, benzodiazepines would be a fairly major one at the moment, cocaine, and obviously up to crack, cocaine and heroin.
With drugs being an ever-present problem, Ashley and the other members of the unit like to maintain a visible presence in and around Dundalk.
Oh, by the way, let's go back.
With drugs being an ever-present problem, Ashley and the other members of the unit...
Okay, see that car?
Mm-hmm.
Right, that's the car, if there's no other car, right, it's just that car. Okay, just saying, I'm not going to say anymore. That's the car. There's no other type of car. It's very weird, but maybe it might be a different color, maybe black, but that's the car.
like to maintain a visible presence in and around Dundalk.
There'll be a couple of houses here, some of our biggest street sellers, I suppose. So that's that house. He'd be at it constantly. Now, there's a lot of kids in that house, which makes things a bit awkward.
So hang on.
Drugs are caught.
Is there a phenomenon of part-time drug dealers out there? I didn't know. I thought it was always full-time. Is there like full-time and part-time drug dealers? This guy's always at it, like, so.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't know. Because
look at you getting all shy. Yeah, no,
Okay.
I would have thought drug dealers would be, well, obviously
All
it
the
depends on
time,
supply, but it's,
that's certain things happen in life, and not all drug dealers are committed to the trade.
Yeah, all right.
Also, you either this is true or you're just thinking it, but if you kind of back off from the scene a little bit, then you get forgotten, and then you go back into it, and if you're doing anything illegal, I would recommend taking frequent vacations.
All right. Okay, that town looks endangered. If there's ever a tidal wave, Dundalk is gone. It's a flatland, like the fucking
Like,
River
is that
Boyne.
water up there or buildings?
That's buildings. There's water there behind it, like, so. And I think we have I think that outlet
Right.
might be the River Boyne going into the
All right.
ocean.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't think
Yeah.
what's this? Yeah, okay.
It does look very low lying, doesn't it?
Mm.
Yeah. Hmm. All right.
Causing harm to the community. The drug pushers are causing harm to the community. The majority of the people here are decent, decent people, and unfortunately there's a few people who are absolutely destroying the place. It's definitely contributing to general crime. You've addicts doing shoplifting, then you've obviously the people higher up the chain using violence against other dealers or against their customers. I suppose if you want to put it like that, for drug deaths. Oh, it's a cycle. It definitely is. We have a problem up here of dealers waiting outside the post office. If someone owes the money, they know they get their dole. So they'll have someone waiting outside the post office for them.
Then get it to your bank account, and then the drug dealer can't come to you outside the post office. Just an idea, you know.
I suppose resources is a big one, and obviously, town size of Dundalk, there's a lot of drugs, and we can't get them all, I suppose.
Yeah, you're essentially saying is there's no point to any of it. But like, that's what that shrug was. It's like, no matter what we do, it makes no fucking difference anyway. So, you know, we're just wasting our fucking time, really. But, you know, it's the job.
Just pissing in the ocean here.
Yeah, what are we going to do? Like, what do I say? You know, 2 years away from pension, fuck it. I'll just hassle these poor people all day, every day. Whatever it takes.
A lot of Ashley and James's day-to-day work is done at street level, which brings them into contact with the
What a fucking twat. Look at that.
Him rubbing his hands together. Yeah, let's go, let's go, let's go. Get a bit of coke for the weekend, baby.
Yes.
which brings them into contact with the familiar faces on a regular basis.
Grab him.
Grab him.
How's things? You all right? What's wrong? You're very angry.
Pulling me up and talking to you random, man.
Oh, well, it's not random, like.
It's not random.
Well, we know you. You're...
Yeah, but she just won't keep me out on saying out of trouble.
Well, I don't know that.
I'm supposed to.
All right, that's all right. Cheers, thanks. I've known him for a number of years. He'd be...
What was going on there? Like, the car just pulls off?
So he's talking to his granddad.
In the car?
In the car. So he's standing outside the car. So they've seen him.
Yeah.
Right. No, he's a drug dealer.
Uh-huh.
So then he said to his colleague, grab him.
Yeah.
Right. So, and then, so they go over and I think he asked him, why is he so angry?
That's what I heard.
Yeah. And he says, because I'm talking to my granddad. He's probably angry because he's sick of being fucking stopped everywhere he fucking goes. Like, because he's a known drug dealer. Now, even if you're a known drug dealer, you know, you can't be stopped. You're not supposed to be able to be stopped without suspicion of a fucking crime being committed, like reasonable grounds.
Yeah.
And it's not reasonable grounds just because you've previously been convicted. So this is a case of Garda harassment. They're harassing the guy everywhere he fucking goes. Every time they see him, it's stop and search.
Oh, he's talking to someone who's pulled over in the side of the road through
therefore
the window.
It's a drug deal.
It must be. Yeah.
Yeah. If they see him walking, it doesn't matter what he's doing. If they see him walking down the fucking street, it's a stop and a search. And I suspect you of having drugs under section. But again, this is fucking illegal because there's, other than the fact that he has a previous conviction, that's not reasonable grounds that he's now carrying drugs. So there's no reasonable grounds for this fucking search other than the fact it's okay. He's known to the cops, therefore we're gonna search him. Like if that's the case, they could raid somebody's house, you know, endlessly, go to the courts. Oh well, he has a previous conviction for this. Can we have another warrant? Can we have another warrant? Can we have another? No, you actually need reasonable fucking grounds. You need to explain to a person what those reasonable grounds are, that you're now going to use this piece of legislation to search them. Not just, oh, I know you, I'm going to put some pressure on you, shake you down, search you, and see what we fucking find, you know?
Sorry about this. 1 second. So I was thinking, yeah, r/Ask Ireland. You know, I think tomorrow I'm gonna put up a post on Ask Ireland in Reddit and say, look, if you or anyone you know has been involved in this RTE program, contact us, because there's a lot of shady shit going on in this fucking show, man.
Yeah.
We've got to do an investigation and help these people, because everyone here is getting abused by authority.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're how many? 16 minutes in, and everyone has been abused.
Pretty much, yeah. Because again, they have to perform for the camera, so it's like, oh, I know where we'll get it. We should get some good footage. Let's go to this guy who we fucking shook down at previous times, because it's pretty boring. Like, we've been on the beat now for what we do this for 3 weeks now. Nothing's fucking happened. No drugs, no fights on the street, no nothing. So, okay, yeah, let's go to this guy, let's go to that guy, let's hassle this guy, let's hassle that guy.
Yeah.
Own criminal drug user. So we got out, we had a chat with him. He was quite defensive straight away.
Duh!
Which sort of raised my suspicions anyways.
You're acting very strange, like.
Yeah, you're very...
Me gone, he's 85 years of age.
Fair play, we didn't know
We're
that.
not
psychic.
We've
Spoken weed, have you?
No.
What was that?
Sorry?
Okay,
what?
I'll tell you.
Do you have what?
Did you say, have you smoked weed or something? It's very aggressive, like this.
We've
cunt.
Fair play, we didn't know
We're
that.
not
psychic.
We've
Spoken weed, have you?
And there are no subtitles for that.
No. I think
So
you
what-
said, have you smoked weed, have you?
It is it tonight. Some of the yeah, it's a bit weird. It must be smoked. That's definitely what I heard. Maybe crack. Maybe I don't know.
I don't fucking know. But again, yeah, so he's antagonizing the man, like, have you smoked crack or smoked weeds or whatever?
Two guys, right? Pull
Yeah.
up next to you. Both have all the power of the state behind them and demand to know what you're doing. And then they're saying, oh, he's so defensive.
Yeah, you're very defensive, aren't you? Like, you must be high. Are you high? I think you're high. I'm going to search it.
Christ.
Yeah. So that's the reasonable grounds. Like, it's like, oh, you're very nervous. What's wrong with you?
I fucking hate these people to the bottom of my fucking soul, man.
No.
Okay, I tell you, I suspect you're in possession of drugs, okay? I'm going to search under Section 23 of the Misuse of Drugs Act, okay? You understand that, don't you?
That you shouldn't have.
You any sharps?
No.
What do you have that for?
What have you in here?
Oh, Jesus. In the house. I don't...
What have you in
Yeah,
here?
try him after getting fucking poked by
What have
you.
you in
asked
here?
if you have any sharps.
I've been...
Put your hands behind your back.
We asked you,
Okay.
did you have anything sharp on you? I got prodded in the
I
foot.
only wanted...
Wait, that was like a half a second between the question and the discovery, right? Yeah, what the fuck, man? What are we watching? This is ridiculous.
All right, so they discovered a shiv on the man, which, why you're carrying a fucking shiv on the outside is a mystery to me. There's no real reason to make a improvised knife.
When you have knives at home, they sell them in fucking Tesco, man.
Yeah, just go into fucking, the pound shop and buy a scalpel, It's essentially what he's fashioned as, a fucking scalpel.
The local arts and crafts shop.
Okay, so now they'll justify this and say, well, we were right to stop him because we found the shiv on him. Now, I'll spoil the next minute. He goes on to say that the reason he has that is for scraping out his grinder, right? Which, fair enough. You smoke enough weed. That's precious stuff. They're right fucking there. Like, that stuff in the grinder.
And it's nice. It makes a nice smoke,
Yeah, it's primo stuff, especially if you have the proper filters on your grinder, and you're getting the kind of first shake off some good weed. That's precious, and especially if you have nothing left like it. My God. It's like straight to the grinder.
I've been there.
Yeah, you even think about, getting fucking isopropyl alcohol just to get the little bits out from around the corners and the edges, But thank God it's not addictive. That's all I can say about the weed. Thank God it's not addictive. But we were just they were right to stop and search it because they found the knife.
But they thought that he had drugs.
Exactly. So that goes to
So
court.
they're not right.
It's getting thrown out, like, because it's not. It won't be a sound conviction because they had no reasonable grounds to search him for drugs. They didn't find any drugs, so it's an unlawful search. So it doesn't matter now if they find a knife or a fucking petrol bomb or whatever. Like, the whole thing is unlawful, and there's good case law there, not around this exact scenario, but similar scenarios where people have been, illegally stopped and their cars have been searched and they've found other issues.
Yeah,
It's not sound.
I was so transfixed by how fucking retarded this situation is that it didn't even occur to me that this is actually an unlawful search.
Yeah. Like 99.9% of their searches are unfucking lawful. They just stop people, use it as a fucking excuse to shake people down, then, discover something else on it, then people aren't aware of the situation. They get some shitty fucking solicitor who couldn't be arsed because he thinks they're pieces of dirt anyway, and just sells them, listen, plead guilty, and we're done. We're out of here. I get the few quid for representing you. Like, I move on to the next case. I've got fucking 800 cases to deal with in the next month. So, just say you're guilty. You'll get a suspended sentence or you'll pay a fine, whatever. We're out. We're next with this. We're that. When really, if you had actual, money to get somebody to represent them properly, or was able to instruct his solicitor, on what to do, or had a solicitor who had the time. I'm not going to shit on the solicitor because they just don't have the time. And again, if you've been at it a long time and you're not making a lot of money from it, you probably really don't have the motivation to fucking, do the best you can for these particular people, because you're going to see them in 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks, and your just heart can't be in it that much, I'd imagine. But
Of
really,
course, yeah.
it would be very easy to get this struck out of the course.
Yeah, if we lived in a fair world,
and you have the footage to go with it. So, like, generally you don't, but you do in this case. You have the fucking footage, so we're getting to see firsthand, and again on best behavior, and they still act like pieces of fucking shit, man.
Yeah. I'll tell you what about fucking public service representation, right? Look, I'm not rich, I wasn't gonna fucking go and find a solicitor to represent me when I fucking failed to fucking put in a document. I thought, look, surely we can work this out. It's pretty straightforward, right? But after my first hearing, during my first hearing, the judge appointed a solicitor to me. And do you know what that solicitor did to me? She almost got me fucking jailed, like imprisoned, because she forgot to, we had it all worked out. All the parties were in agreement, before the next hearing, and it came down to 36 hours to the next hearing, and I had to, reach out to this cunt and say, look, I'm going to go to prison forever if I show up and this isn't done. Will you please do that for me? And she responded by email like, oh, yeah, sorry, okay, I'll get on that. What the fuck? Seriously, they talk about, free legal representation, you think that's fucking great? No, it's not. It's the pits. It's the fucking pits. They gave me the fucking lowest ranking fucking solicitor in the firm, because that's where she needs to break her teeth, right? That's how she gets the ball rolling in her career. And she doesn't, I don't think she gives a fuck. She's been deviled, all right? She's been deviled. So I don't think she gives a fuck anymore. She just wants to get her fucking pay and get her pension and fuck the rest of us, honestly.
Yeah. Well, that's it. And again, it's not like they're earning an extraordinary amount of money from public representation,
Yeah, it's bullshit. Yeah. So, of course, you're going to get that fucking level of fucking... You get what you pay for, as they say.
Yeah, and I guarantee if the system was to change, right? So let's say there's a false conviction, or even if there's some financial penalty for your defense if they lose the case, or God forbid they're sentenced, like in the event that it's found out that you've been unlawfully imprisoned, and the solicitor is found negligent, well, they have to serve your sentence, your original sentence. That would perk you up a bit, wouldn't it, to make sure you're doing the job correctly? Because again, there's no real consequence for a solicitor if they don't act in your best interest. There just isn't. It's like, you go to prison, meh, sorry about that, nothing I could have done about it, and they move on to the next case. And in the court, they talk about you like you're a piece of fucking meat. You may as well not even exist. It's like you're not even allowed to speak. Like you said, you weren't even treated as a human. You were treated as a child. Where, oh well, this man clearly can't fucking represent himself, so I will assign somebody on his behalf to talk for him in this hallowed fucking place. And like you said, it's pretty simple. Like, oh Jesus Christ, I made a honest mistake, which I believe the law allows for. I sorry, I made a mistake. I read it. I because I didn't receive any donations. I thought it was therefore no need to declare. I didn't know I had to declare no donations. It seems a bit illogical, really, why I would have to, declare nothing. There's nothing to declare. But I will hold my hand up and say, okay, well, maybe I should have read it 3 or 4 times or asked for clarification. But it's a genuine, honest mistake. No harm has come from it. It's now being rectified. What's the fucking problem? Like, don't you have better things to be dealing with in the court than this fucking shit? But no, that's too fucking easy. So it has to be a long, drawn-out affair that puts stress on a fucking person, thinking that you could possibly lose your liberty, and nobody really fucking cares. Judge couldn't give a flying fuck. Solicitor couldn't give a flying fuck. They just have to put on the act and go through the motions. It's all horseshit, like. So the 2 biggest problems in Ireland are your drink and drugs. So legalise the drugs, and then what do we even need these guys for, really? Seriously, like, what do we need them for that people couldn't do of their own accord?
Yeah, because they don't show up when they're needed, and it's not totally on them. If somebody's in your house and ready to kill you, yeah, of course they're not Superman, but at the same time, they're not putting in a whole lot of effort either.
No, we'll just call them what they are, like just agents of the state, because that's what they do. If the state needs 1,000 of them to turn up for a particular event, well, they're there. So they're not public servants. They're not guardians of the peace. They're just not. So let's do away with the fucking pretense, That's not to say they're all pieces of shit, or they don't have genuine concerns, but you can't. This isn't the behavior of somebody who actually cares about the community, And granted, okay, like he's a drug dealer, so he'll sell coke and heroin to whoever, but he's no worse than fucking Procter and Gamble or Pfizer. He's not on any level, It's just more refined, like. And so if cocaine was legalized in the morning, and say Pfizer got the contract to supply, it would be like the most respectful thing on the fucking planet, like. There'd be no hoo-ha about, okay, well, let's go and arrest Pfizer because it would be perfectly legal. So it's all a fucking nonsense, like, just legalise drugs. Let's bite the bullet, or legal or decriminalise it, whatever, like.
Yeah.
I'm just fucking tired. I don't really even want to do that. Like, ideally, yeah, we shouldn't need drugs, like using, heavy narcotics all the time. It's not good for one's fucking health. Let's be honest about it.
Nope.
But let's address the reasons why people would need to fucking do that. Why are they drawn to it in the first place? Why do they persist with it? Is there something wrong with the way we fucking live our day-to-day lives? No? Can we talk about that for a minute? It's like too heavy for people. But again, we don't have any sort of, real political fucking leadership. Nobody with a vision. All we have is a piss poor management team of Corporation Ireland, and that's fucking really it. So
yeah,
and that's what needs to change, and that'll only change, unfortunately, by some fucking large scale event or some collapse of civilization or some fucking actual real revolution, which brings its own problems. Let's be honest. But we need to have some. Wouldn't it be great to actually want to listen to a debate in politics where something of importance is actually being discussed? instead of we need to ban this, we need to ban that, we need more laws here, we need more legislation here, we need to crack down on this, we need to crack down on that. Like, just fuck off, man. Someone talk about freedom, liberty, you know, just for a day, one day in the fucking year, like, but no. Anyway, let's play this shit.
Right.
You heard that? It's the one over the bank, they got money and
That's made up. That's a shiv, like.
yes, yeah, that's
We would definitely find knives on people on a regular enough basis, but you know that was very unusual. You know, it was a homemade knife, so you would no excuse for it really.
It is for scraping out a fucking.
Yeah, but also, you know, if
Or maybe I don't fucking.
if this copper is telling the truth about this area, it sounds pretty fucking dangerous to me. You know? Like, it's just assumed that, you know, we don't need any fucking protection from each other, you know? We're all just one big happy family, you know? Nobody ever attacks another. Come on. Let's get real, you know?
But yeah, it's a pretty dangerous profession as well, isn't it? The old drug dealing. At least in that scenario.
In that environment, yeah.
Yeah. So what's he got there? So we have a scalpel knife on one end, and then what was it, like just some kind of pointy objects or something? Yeah, just on the other end. Can you go back a few seconds?
Oh, all right.
So to me, it looked like it might be for just, you know, poking around the edges of a grinder. So there, see the end just past this forefinger there, or yeah, I don't know.
Wait, hang on. Is this dude missing a thumb?
No, it's hidden behind his finger there, holding the.
No, really. Where's the thumb?
There's, look, you can see the knuckle of the thumb there.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, the knuckle. The knuckle can exist without the thumb.
Yeah, no, it's there. It's holding it's pressed up against the handle of the shiv.
Where? You'd see.
It's behind the finger. It's behind the first finger there.
It is fucking not.
Play it there. We'll see his thumb. Okay, you can't have a thumb on his guard. See, there it goes. Look, see.
I was thinking this has to be AI.
So then that little piece of metal sticking out the other end. So I don't know if that's for, you know, jamming into someone's eye, or if he has actually fashioned it to scrape out bits from the grinder. But no, let's be honest. He's going to stab someone with it. Really, like, it's there for his protection.
It's multi-purpose.
Yeah, like a Swiss Army shiv.
Yeah.
And held together with sellotape.
So you would no excuse for it really. What were you doing with that?
it was just me park from scraping.
Wait, did he just hand him the thing?
He handed the other guard in the back seat now.
Oh, I was wondering why is he not? Okay, all right.
Come on, you made that yourself, like.
Yeah, I made it. It's for scraping on my brain right again.
Oh, there you go.
There is certain people there you think these have no chance, and it's sad. You know, there's people there you feel sorry for, you know, because
they've
you know,
no
some
chance
of them
because of you putting them in prison.
There's people you feel sorry for. So what I do, because I feel sorry for them, is I fucking hassle them on a daily basis, intimidate them, and unlawfully search them, arrest them, and imprison them. Because, you know, there's no chance, really. So if I just continue that, if I do that enough times, it will then eventually get through to them that they shouldn't be doing this. But because of all the criminal convictions and imprisonment, they can't do anything else, you know? So if they'd only commit suicide, it would be a better time. Like, what the fuck?
You know, like, it's human psychology, right? Oh, shit, sorry. It's human psychology, right? If you, like, keep antagonizing a person and othering them and pushing against them, you know, that's... finish that thought for me, Morgan.
Yeah, well, eventually they snap.
Yeah, or, you know, or they just remain in the state that they are, and they can't flourish because they're always under attack.
Yeah, well, this guy's never going to flourish. Like, if you're in a situation where, and let's face it, no street level drug dealer is making any real fucking money. You know, they're simply fucking not. Like, the guy's clearly a user himself, so any money he is making is going to feed his own fucking habit. Plus, he's probably in debt to somebody else because it takes a particularly strong will not to dip into your own fucking supply, you know? You can't be using and selling at the same time because you're going to become your own fucking customer, you know?
I don't know, man. Maybe East Coast drug dealing is different to West Coast drug dealing, man, because people on this side, you know, they find it pretty popular, you know? They just, yeah, they do drugs themselves because, you know, it's part of the territory, I guess. But, you know, like drug deaths, I rarely hear of them on this side of the country, you know. And it is popular, it is profitable, you know. And not if you're selling weed. There's no money in weed. However, if you're selling cocaine, you're raking in the cash, man. You know, maybe crack. Is that what this guy is supposedly selling?
Well,
Crack?
what did they say they're selling? They're selling coke, weed, crack, and
Benzos.
benzos and heroin, you know?
Benzos, they're like a step up from weed in terms of profitability. And wait, hang on. I just realized I'm fucking incriminating myself here.
Yeah, no, you've studied the field. Like I've been away from drug culture, you know, for a long time. So my experience is coming from 20 years ago in a fucking, you know, in a place similar to what they're showing on the screen here now. Like, so where most low level drug dealers wouldn't have made, and it would have been heroin really. So they wouldn't have made any money. They were all fucking addicts. So, and they all got into debts with dealers, and half of them ended up hanging themselves because they were going to be killed anyway, you know. So
you know what? You know what? When it comes to heroin, yeah, for sure. The only way that you become a heroin dealer is if you are hooked yourself. You know that it's a special drug in that way. You know, so I can see that. Well, of course, if you're a complete nut job and you realize, yeah, I can fucking ruin lives and make loads of money at the same time, cash me in. But generally, yeah, you're doing that to you know, maintain your habit, and a drug like that, it escalates really quickly, man.
yeah, and we'll see. We'll get the tests for these cars now when. Just like the Tuatha De Danann, the Tuatha De Danann of drug dealers have new people on the streets now, like, so they do invaders who are a little bit better at it and kind of more vicious when it comes to reprisals, and don't have that natural fear that we has been educated into the average Irish person around the guards. They've no respect for them at all, no fear of them, and actually view them as weak. So we'll see how they get on with those guys, and we'll see how the public react if they've any sympathy towards the devil after the devil has been such an absolute fucking cunt and tyrant to the vast majority of the people, not just the scum, but the actual vast majority of the people. And that's what I love about COVID, really. If there was one thing to love about it, is people got to see just what what they're willing to do, which is anything they're fucking told, really.
Yep.
Okay, let's play this.
Pretty pathetic existence, I suppose, and they're being taken advantage of by drug dealers and others who are using their addiction for their own benefit.